Oh, well, if y'all seen the last video, y'all know what happened yesterday afternoon. But if you didn't watch the last video, there'll be a little thing up here at the top. You can go click on and watch it. But as a typical fashion, it's daylight. I'm not late. This is intentional. Reason why is because where I'm going, it's about a mile walk in there, and I didn't want to get in there super early, and I kind of want to just slip my way in hunting as I go. The only thing I kind of got to deal with is there could be somebody parked here, but if there is, I got plenty of other options, because the spot that I got marked, I've never been to it. It just looks really good on the map as far as a spot that they would come through. So that's the plan this morning. I'm just gonna get in there and look, see what it looks like, hunt for a little while. We'll see. I don't know, this morning could be the morning. And then I'm probably going home either tonight or tomorrow. Probably tonight, honestly. I can get this deer back and get him taken care of. But I'd like to get one more before I leave. So we're going to give it a try this morning and see what happens. So let's do it. It's the main reason I wanted to come in here a little later this morning. Ooh, that right there was a big scrape. It hadn't been opened up in a while. That's what these deer, they must be chasing pretty good, or up just cruising, not really hitting scrapes or nothing anymore. Because I've seen very, very few scrapes opened. Most of them's all just got leaves in them and whatnot. But the reason I wanted to come in here, I wanted to look at it in the daylight. And I am so much more quiet in the daylight. I can see where I'm walking, plus I'm gonna watch for stuff moving around as well. So you never know, might catch one up moving, cruising, with a doe, you never know. So maybe I'll get up in here and find something good and sit and hunt it for a little while. So I've got a long way to go. I was working my way up this bottom, and I'm almost up here to where I want to go. But I was back across this ditch over here, and there was like 6 or 7 does. Come right around this little point and went back up this bottom. And I got up here just in case a buck was to come following behind them in a minute. But I'm gonna sit here just a minute. I'm gonna ease on up around that corner. And then that goes up to the spot I'm going to get to, so. Maybe something will happen. Gosh, man. I just jumped a big buck right there off that point. He took off up the hill. I got hung up in some dang vines. My steps got hung up in some vines, and I couldn't get out of them. Oh, man. He looked like a big buck, but I never got no super good look at him. But bit it right down on that thick point right there. I was trying to get up the top of this ridge to see if I could tell what he was when he went across up here, but got hung up. I couldn't get out of it. Oh man. Right up yonder is where I'm trying to get to. But it's just, it's hard to get to it. Thick hills. It's some serious stuff, but I'm seeing deer. Seen all them does, seen that buck. Started seeing fresh sign once I got up in here further. Didn't really see that much fresh sign back down toward the road, but further I got in here, the more sign I got to seeing. So this could be the spot. Not even 8 o'clock yet. I'll get up here eventually. Hopefully get set up. But I'm working for this one. Well, my saddle up there kind of disappointed me. Didn't look near as good as what I was hoping it was going to. But I come on over down into this bottom. I've actually been in this bottom several years ago. And I had marked a couple scrapes down this bottom. And I just wanted to run through and see what they look like. When I was up on that hill. And I was like, man, this just don't look like what I was hoping it looked like, sign-wise. I was like, heck, what's the matter? I'll add another mile to my walk this morning. Ain't gonna be nothing to it. So, this is gonna be about a 3.5 mile loop I'm gonna make this morning. Before I get back to the truck. So, wind's been real goofy this morning too. I was up on top of that ridge and I sat up there for a little while and it just was back and forth and never would get consistent. So maybe I can run into something. Maybe this wind will be, it is right now, it feels like it's going this way. So maybe it'll stay doing that. Because I'm going that way, so that wind will be in my face and I might run into something. But it's still pretty quiet though. But who knows, might run into a biggin. Oh, yes. What? What? Down. Down right there. Just like yesterday. That's a big deer. Oh, I just stepped on my phone. Look. All right, let me tell you what's going on. Hold on. Hold on. I'm headed back toward the truck. Been slipping up this bottom. I sat down to take a break, get me a drink, had a V8 in my backpack. I've been sitting there. Wind's coming off of this hill going right down this bottom. We're sitting there taking a break. Man, I'm hot, I'm sweating. And I just barely heard something right up here, right up on top of this ridge in this thick cane. And all I seen was a big frame coming down here. I was like, oh my gosh, look at here. And I literally, because I was sitting facing that way, I got up, didn't have my release out, didn't have the bow even close to being in a place I could grab it. Didn't have the GoPro was tucked up in a backpack. I had to rip everything out as fast as I could. Luckily, I had this huge poplar right here in between me and him, and I could do everything. And then he come down, he wasn't 15 yards right there, looking right at me, stared at me for, I don't know, it seemed like forever, probably wasn't but a couple minutes, and finally he started blowing, and he took off, and it just like yesterday, just like the deer I shot yesterday. When he took off, he went up the hill, I drew back, and he got up there, and he walked through a hole, and I had to shoot him between that tree and that vine right there. And I hit him good, about broadside, but he jumped up and he took off. Beautiful buck, beautiful wide buck too. I'll let him get done kicking in a minute. Dang, broke my arrow, which that's all right too. But man, you talking about blood. I mean, as soon as that arrow hit him, that little old 1-inch broadhead opened him up. Blood all down this hill, but he was coming right off of this ridge. And the old Victory, that's 2 in 2 days. Same arrow, same broadhead. 2 in 2 days. I don't think any arrow is going to withstand a deer falling on it downhill, but I'm going to tell you what, that right there is the most accurate arrows that I've ever shot. I love these arrows. So, I think he's about done now. We'll go down here and take a look at him. I'm going to go gather up my stuff and then we'll check him out. Alright. He got off in that little ditch right there. I had to drag him out of it, but perfect shot. I mean, look at that. Perfect shot right there, kind of quartering away. It hit both lungs and and probably honestly that femoral artery too. But it kind of went up because of the angle I was on. It clipped that backbone. That's what made him hit the ground like that. But he's a beautiful, beautiful deer. Look at that. Just a big, wide, was an 8-point, but now he's a 7. Probably, I don't know, 17, 18 inches wide, something like that. Just a beautiful, beautiful buck. You know, it ain't the best footage, and I've apologized for it before, but, you know, here in the South, mature buck density is pretty low. It's not like the Midwest or anything like that. So when you get an opportunity at a mature buck in the South, especially with a bow and on the ground, you can't pass it up. And it's hard filming on the ground with a bow. So sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. I don't think I got quite as good a footage of this deer as I did the one yesterday. But yeah, it's so hard sitting in a tree for days and days here in the South, because like I say, the mature buck density is so low. You may have to sit there a week in the same spot before you see a mature buck to shoot. But this deer here, he's probably 3.5, which in the South, with all the gun hunting that goes on and stuff, a 3.5-year-old deer on public is really, really good. Now, just because they're 3.5 years old don't mean they ain't smart and wise, because they've seen a lot. So I am fixing to have a heck of a time getting him out of this hole, because it's a hole. I wish I'd have been up there on that hill when I shot him instead of down here. That'd have been a lot nicer. But it is what it is. We got him down. We got the rest of the morning, or the rest of the day, because it's about, I don't know, 11:30 or so. We got the rest of the day to get him out. But just a beautiful, got a bunch of scars up around his neck too. He's been fighting. That and there's pretty fresh. That's a pretty fresh one right there. But beautiful buck. I couldn't be more excited. That was the way that happened, because I've been just slipping all morning. I'm glad that I made that extra mile loop I was talking about earlier, because I would have never come up here. I'd have never been coming up this, and sometimes that's just what you got to do in the South. You got to get on the ground and just make it happen. I've been walking all morning with all my gear. I mean, that's probably 35 to 40 pounds worth of stuff. And I think I'm just over 2 miles right now that I've walked in these hills. And it's not easy, not fun. You know, I'd love to find a place to climb and hunt and get better footage, but it just is what it is. Sometimes you just got to make it happen. And I made it happen. 2 bucks in 2 days on the ground with a bow. Man, look at that. Awesome deer. All right, I'm fixing to go to the truck. I'm fixing to unload all my stuff out of my pack. Because this deer here, he's got a bigger bite than that one I shot yesterday. So he's gonna fill the pack up pretty quick. So I'm gonna take all my stuff back to the truck, kind of shed some layers, because it's supposed to be like 55 today. It's gonna be pretty warm. And I'm gonna come back in here and I'm gonna get him packed out and then probably head on to the house. So what a deadgum 2 days. Yes. All right, that's a wrap. 3:44. Finally got him out of there. It took me, I didn't get back in there till 3:15, so, or no, not 3:15, 2:15. So I got him cut up, packed out the truck, a little over a mile in, and from the time I got back in there to the time I got out, it would have been an hour and a half. It took me an hour and a half to get him cut up and walk him out. But yeah, hope y'all enjoyed that. Whew, I'm tired, out of breath. So I'm headed to the house, but I appreciate y'all watching, and we'll see y'all next time.